Hi, I'm Sarah Vesser. I am a straight talking personal trainer and Pilates coach. My goal is to help women over 40 build on their strength, their energy levels, confidence through kind of smart exercise, simple nutrition, and easy habit changes and no fluff. And like many of you watching this, I am also midlife, so I'm going through this with you. So today I'm talking about the amazingness of Pilates. Now, you may well have been told by your GP or a physio that by doing Pilates, you're going to be helping your back, your hips, or general aches and pains. And you might be thinking, great, that's brilliant, I'm happy to do that, but where do I start? So today I'm going to break that down for you, and I'm going to talk about why Pilates works so well for us in midlife and how to get the benefits from it without having to contort yourself into what seems like a torture position on a reformer machine. It's not all about that. So first off, what is really going on in our midlife bodies? So as you probably know, it's a time of massive change. Our hormones are fluctuating, our stress response shifts, and our recovery slows down. So you might find that you're feeling a little bit stiffer when you're getting out of bed in the morning. You might find that you're not bouncing back and that recovery is taking a lot longer than it used to do. And weirdly, you might also be just getting injured from doing nothing. If I had £1 for every time I woke up in the morning with a stiff neck or a trapped nerve or something like that, it's like I'd be a rich woman. I've literally no idea what I do in my sleep to get these injuries. What is happening kind of starts in from our 30s really, you'll be pleased to know, in that we're losing muscle mass from then and we're losing bone density. And that happens obviously all over our body, but our core and our glutes are kind of big things that get affected, and it's those muscles that are our body's kind of shock absorbers and our stabilizers. So when they get weaker, other parts of our body start to take over and kind of compensate. So for example, I had a horrible lower back pain when I had my daughter, and when I went to see physios and doctors and things about it, it turned out that my left butt cheek is incredibly lazy. And so that back had been compensating for that lack of energy from my butt. So ultimately, we want to be working on strengthening all the key muscles and bone loading as well to make sure that we maintain those healthy bones as well. So why does Pilates work so well? Well, it is kind of quite low impact. There's no jumping and leaping around. And you get quite a high return on investment, so to speak. It's there to strengthen those deep core muscles. It's going to help wake up those sleepy glutes, and it's going to help your posture and your alignment, which all of that is going to mean less pressure on your back, your hips, and your joints. So, for example, if you're a desk warrior, you're kind of hunched over all the time, it's probably going to mean that you're not breathing efficiently because your diaphragm is constricted. Your head is also kind of hanging forward as well, and our head is like a ridiculously heavy weight to be hanging forward. So it's going to create kind of tension in your shoulders and your neck. You might get headaches and that sort of thing. So you've got that. You've also got that it's great for mobility and flexibility, especially around our spine and our hips. If you want to reach up to that jar of Nutella on the top shelf in like 10, 20 years time, or you want to be able to bend down and pick something up off the floor, it's all about future-proofing. So being able to do those things. So, a lot of people don't look that far into the future, but if you don't look after it now, that future's going to come sooner. It's that, age-old adage of, if you don't use it, you lose it. Another bonus is that it's great for calming your nervous system, which is obviously often in overdrive in midlife thanks to all the stress and the hormone changes and what have you. And in a session, you're honestly kind of so focused on getting the positioning right and being aware of what muscles that you're meant to be working, that there's generally no time to be kind of thinking about, oh God, what mischief are my kids getting up to whilst I'm doing this, or what we're going to have for dinner. You're just in the moment, you're thinking about what your body is doing and that body awareness. And then the other thing is that Pilates really complements a whole range of activities that you could be doing. So it complements the strength training, the lifting, heavy weights that you're doing, the running and the chasing after kids, the other cardio stuff that you're doing, walking the dog, etc. It's all going to help make you feel much better and more stable. Common problems. So a lot of the women that come to me come with the same issues. So they have lower back pain, they've got hip issues, they've got shoulder tension, they've got that poor posture or pelvic floor issues. And often the cause of that pain is not where the pain is. So you might have a lower back pain like I did. It's probably not the lower back that's the issue. As in my case, it was my left glute that was weak, and that was the cause of that problem, because there's always a kind of a chain, a kinetic chain. So it could be, it could be down to, a lack of hip mobility, or it could be a weak core. There's various different things that it could be. So how do you get started? So I just want to say what Pilates is not. It's not some kind of flowy, meditative type of exercise that's all about kind of flexibility, like a yoga type of thing. It's very controlled and precise, but it's not slow motion stretching, and it's not kind of moving through a circuit of moves and then repeating it like you would do kind of a sun salutation in yoga, for example. I do also see a lot of social media posts turning Pilates into some sort of kind of torture challenge, where if you're not kind of shaking and sweating loads, it's not working. Honestly, that's not really what Pilates is built for either. Now, I'm not saying that kind of fitness Pilates or that yoga are a bad thing. I mean, I like to do both of those things myself, but Joseph Pilates originally designed Pilates as a kind of rehabilitative method. It was about restoring function, about building control and strengthening the body in kind of a smart, structured way. And the goal is very much quality over quantity. It's about teaching your body how to move well and not just move more. And the trouble is, over the years, a load of exercises have been added, or kind of, being blunt, kind of bastardized almost, exercises that have not really got anything to do with the original method, and weren't in the original kind of sequence of exercises. So like, for example, a squat, that wasn't an original Pilates move. So if you've tried Pilates before and thought that maybe this isn't for you, it might be just because you weren't doing the right kind. And as I say, I'm not poo-pooing the other ways. You can do all of that, but if you're specifically wanting to do Pilates for kind of helping aches and pains, then you probably do need to go back to more of that kind of traditional route. And I'm not saying I'm a complete purist. I have changed things around a little bit, but I trained with Stock Pilates, in case you need to know. But what I teach is kind of grounded in that original stuff. And what I do is it's practical, it's effective, and it's tailored specifically for women in midlife who want that strength, they want the stability, and they want to feel in control of their bodies without all of those kind of aches and pains. Rather than, I'm not into people who want to kind of do backflips on a reformer for Instagram or TikTok. And obviously don't try doing that. That's obviously a very silly thing to do, but you know what I mean. So if you want to get started, I've done a few little kind of mini routines that you can see on my YouTube channel They're short, targeted, and totally doable. And if you want to go any further with me, you can work with me on a one-to-one basis in Bristol or virtually. Although it's not specifically Pilates focused, I do also do small group training here in Bristol, and I have a membership app as well, which includes lots of Pilates as well as other kind of strengthening bits and pieces and other things to help you in midlife. But just to end, Pilates can make a massive difference. It's going to give you less pain, it's going to give you more strength, and it's going to give you better movement. So any questions, please ask away. Otherwise, I hope to see you in a one-to-one, a small group, or on my app. Thank you very much.